Hey, what's happening, everyone? My name is Ryan Cushman. I know it's been a while. If you've watched any of my other videos, it's been a while since I've put one of these out, but I'm back and plan on getting back at it, putting more of these out, putting more of these deal analysis, property analysis videos together for you, so that you can find your next or your first short-term rental investment property that is going to help you build wealth through real estate. That's the goal here. So my name is Ryan Cushman. You can reach out to me or connect with me through my website, ryancushman.com. You can find me through any of the links on there, Instagram, Cushman_REI. You can also download a couple of free resources, a deal analysis, a quick ebook that gives you the fundamentals of short-term rental investing. And I would love to connect with you. I'd love to help you find that deal. So let's dive into today's deal. It is a property that I have seen and kept my eye on for a few months at least. And it's a really beautiful property in Cleveland, Georgia, not too far away from Helen. And it's really pretty. It's got some really nice modern aesthetics. It's fairly newly built. It has some lake frontage. It's a small lake or possibly a really big pond, but it's got some spectacular views. It's not too far away from the attractions and amenities that can be found in Helen, Georgia. And this property is so beautiful. And so there's a lot to love about it. It's also in an HOA where it's got accessibility to some pool amenities, indoor and outdoor. So really, really like this property. It's spectacular. Not only that, but it's at a price that it makes a lot more sense than it did when they first listed it. This property has been on the market, even though it says 33 days. It's been on and off the market for the better part of a little over a year. They started at some pretty astonishingly high prices back in September of 2024. Removed the listing, relisted it, dropped it drastically, pulled off the market in April, put back on the market at a much more reasonable price in July of this year, and have come down even 100K more as recently as a few weeks ago, where it is now at a price where it actually makes sense to buy and put it on Airbnb, where it can actually make some money. So it's on a little lake called Lake Qualatchee. You guys figure it out. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's on a little tiny lake in Cleveland, right outside of Cleveland. Here's Yona Mountain over here, and Helen is right there. So not too far away from Helen, just up this road a little ways, and there you are. So it's really nice, built in 2021, and a little over almost 1,400 square feet. It's got an HOA of 150 a month. And it's already got so much going for it as far as lake frontage. And you add a few more amenities to this place and it's going to just kill on Airbnb, I think. So let's dig into some of the analytics here. I've gone into Rabbu.com to see what some of the comparables might look like. The default position, the projection, I should say, is about is less than this. I've gone through and made some changes to some of the filters here. If you've watched any of my previous videos, I want to make sure that you're comparing to other listings that have a minimum of 4 stars. I bumped the radius out to capture some of the Helen market. And I want to make sure we're comparing to listings that at least have a few reviews. I also want to compare to listings that have hot tubs, because I think in these markets, even on a lake, I think it'd be dumb to not have a hot tub in place. So even though the property doesn't currently have one, this is an amenity that I would put in there if I were buying this for myself. So when we put those parameters in, it spits out a default number of 37K. If we operate in the 75th percentile of this range here, it projects 63K. And some of the comps, I'm not totally convinced are accurate. So you got to take some of this with a grain of salt. These listings over here are saying they're doing over $1,000 a night. I don't believe that. I might consider deleting those, and we get down into like a 41K number. If you add a hot tub, if you add a barrel sauna, if you're on the lake, like this property is, there aren't comps that show up in those parameters in this immediate vicinity, and so the nailing down an exact projection of what this property is going to do is going to be hard. But my gut feeling tells me that this property is going to outperform this number right here just because of the way this property looks. This is a modern, beautiful property. You throw in a couple of additional amenities where you've got, a hot tub down here up on the deck here. Throw in like a barrel sauna. I mean, look how this. You've got some outdoor seating already. You've got some string lights. I don't know. You add an EV charger. I think that's a sign of a property that will do well. You've got this little dock slip down here. I think this is a number that makes a lot of sense for this property. Another resource I like to use is PriceLabs for estimating revenue. When you go in here and you adjust for with hot tub, and you check zoom in on some of the comps that show up. What I wanted to show here was when you zoom in on the subject property on this lake, whatever you want to call it, there are a couple of comps that show up here. So this one is really close by, not on the water. It is estimated to be doing between 35 and 45K. When you click on this listing, it is this property right here, which is managed by Evolve. So take that for what it's worth. Evolve generally doesn't do a great job of being a good host. And this property, while it looks nice on the inside, kind of, looks pretty mediocre on the outside. Looks like they've done some nice stuff on the inside that makes it look a little more modern. But it's not on the water. It does have a little bit of just sort of funkiness. You can tell it's a little bit dated. And they've got some nice, gaming amenities, a hot tub on an inside porch situation, which is a little odd. Anyway, so this property is pretty mediocre, right? And it is estimated to be doing somewhere between 35 and 45K. So that's a decent comp. So if you project out into a better property on the water with some similar amenities plus some additional amenities, I would guess that this property would do a lot better. Here's another comp that's close by. Let's see if I can find out. Yeah, it's this one. 28 to 33. Also not on the water. Let's make sure it's the right one here. Yeah. So 28K to 33K, managed by a private manager here. Cute little cabin. Looks like they've done a pretty good job of decorating and giving you the full cabin experience with some decent amenities and decent proximity to Helen, but it's not on the lake. It's not super modern. I don't know. I think these numbers are not bad. But this new property, 109 Magnificent Way on the water, I think is gonna outperform that one by a lot. So when we go over to, let's open this back up again. So based on some of these filters here, being on the water, I think this 56K number is very reasonable and perhaps a little bit on the conservative side. We've got a purchase price, and this is one of those free resources you can find on my website. We've got a purchase price of 400K. We've got a couple of loan options where you're doing 10% down and 20% down. I generally run my analyses based on 20% down. I've gone ahead and filled in the estimates of insurance, taxes, cleaning fees. This one's probably actually a little bit more than this. It's probably more like 50. And so when we plug in a couple of different scenarios where we are, in like a good, better, best situation with some estimates on occupancy, we project that, if we are doing about 40K, this property will come a little bit ahead, where it's coming out a couple $100 a month. If we project out that it's going to do 60 to 75K, things start to get really interesting, where we're making $1,500, $1,600 a month, even as much as 3K. This one might be a little bit hard to hit, but I don't think impossible. Lakefront, reasonable proximity to some nice areas, including the Helen market. I don't think that's an impossible number to get to. If we are doing kind of middle of the road here, I think this is a very reasonable number to get to, where we are, grossing in the 55 to 60K range and putting $1,600 in your pocket every month. So we can look at the scenarios out over here. If we're on the lower end of the spectrum, a 2% cash on cash turns not ideal, but anything above that low end starts to get really interesting. So again, I like this property a lot. I think it's at a price point that makes a lot of sense. Interest rates have gotten a little bit more favorable when I look at where things are looking today. Low sixes, even as low as the high fives with some of these lenders out there. I would estimate that it's probably more in the low six range, low to mid six range. But it's only getting a little bit more favorable. And if we think the interest rates are going to come down a little bit more in the coming months, then we could be primed for some very interesting properties that are going to become a little bit more favorable. So if this property interests you, please reach out to me, or any other property in the North Georgia mountain market that has come up on your radar. I'd love to help you. Feel free to reach out to me through my channel here, ryancushman.com. Schedule a call, whatever. Shoot me an email, ping me on Instagram. I'd love to help you out. And I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks again for watching. Stay tuned for other short-term rental analysis videos coming your way to this channel. And thanks for watching.